Hi, right, I'm back. Okay, oh, let me just put this big light on. Sorry. Oof. Right, so the project Edith Holden, The Four Seasons, has progressed, and I've nearly finished the winter envelope folio and almost the spring, and I probably do one more perhaps on the spring on camera, and then the rest of both of those will be finished off camera. The idea being that I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers, and there will be a giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers, and the person who wins will be able to choose one of those 4 folios. So they're all going to be different styles of envelope folio, and they can either choose spring, summer, autumn or winter, whichever one they want. But I have to reach 500 subscribers, and each person needs to be a public subscriber in order to enter. So keep watching the videos, and then I will let you know when the time comes when I reach those 500 subscribers. When it's I'll put up a video to announce that there will be a giveaway. Okay, so this particular envelope file folio is going to be, not file folio, envelope folio is going to be inspired by Tania at Tatty Treasure, who I believe was inspired by Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, her channel. And it's using 2 big envelopes. Now, I've watched Tania's videos on this, and Tina called it a lapbook folio. I've watched them several times, and honestly, I've written copious notes, as you know I do, on a bit of paper, and I still don't understand how exactly it needs to be. And unfortunately, my big envelopes are have a flap like this, whereas Tania's open down this end. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. You have to use what you've got in your stash, really. So that's what I'm going to do. And I did buy these envelopes from a lady on Facebook. She sells all different sizes, and these are from her. No, I bought them from a lady on eBay, her store is called Flissy Babes at Home. So it's Flissy, FLISSY BABES, all one word. And I believe her ID is, so this is what you get with it. So her user ID on eBay is Flissy Babes, FLISSY BABES. So all these envelopes are mainly designed for card makers, so they all come with a card insert. So for instance, these big envelopes here, I'll just show you quickly, come with this great big card, which is great for crafters because you can use it for all sorts of things. So I've got various sizes. Some packs are white and cream, and they all have these inserts, and there's another size there. So I won't go into too much detail. So let's get on with this. So I've got to try and adapt mine because I don't have the side opening. So what I'm going to do is follow Tania as best I can. So she folded them both in half. Now I'll give you the dimensions of these. They are, these large envelopes are 9 inches by 12 3/4 inches, or 23 centimeters by 32 centimeters. So they're kind of about A4, a little bit bigger I think than A4 actually, a little bit taller especially. So what I'm going to do is follow, as I say, as best I can. And I will link Tania's video below, and I'll go on over and see if I can find Tina's, and I can link that too, so you've got a choice. So you kind of fold them like this. Now these don't have a spine, so I won't be putting in one of those blank junk journals, but I'm thinking of making a couple of really big notepads to compensate. Okay, so basically you map all the pieces, but this one you lay down like this with the flap upwards facing you, so whichever flap you've got, and this one eventually, once you've matted it and finished it, that will stick to this one, so it will be like this. So that will be your front, and it will open out like this, and we're going to put some flips in, and then you would turn it over, and then it will open out like this on the other side. So that's cool, isn't it? Okay, right, that took me ages to get my head around how that worked. So we're going to be working on this envelope first, so we're going to put this one to one side, and I've got various envelopes out of my stash here, including some of those I bought from that Flissy Babes, and I'm going to put some flips in here and then mat it. So I've gone through the Edith Holden Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady book, and I have picked out all the summer things I want to use, and some are for the Northern Hemisphere, according to Google, and don't tell me, you know, if you think I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I googled it, and for the Northern Hemisphere, where we are in the UK, summer apparently is end of June to beginning of September, beginning to middle of September. But as we all know, with global warming and all the things that are going on with the planet, the seasons are all out of kilter anyway. But these are some of the papers I've picked. So obviously August, and these are lovely. And these are out of these other books I showed you in the previous video. But each section has these lovely pieces. So, and that's beautiful, that one is. Now, I have cut some of that off, because that again is out of one of those other books. But this is one of my favourites. I love this one. Trouble is, on the back are some equally nice images, but you have to kind of make a decision about which one you're going to use. These are favourites of mine. Not so worried about those on the back. And then we've got this lovely July one, which again came out of one of those other, not Edith, but Edith Holden style books. We've got that image again from one of those books. Then we've got the September one, which you may or may not use, but this is my ultimate favourite. Now, I have used this in the spring one, because this, and that's come out of the Country Garden, the Country Diary Garden Notes, which I showed you previously. Oh, I don't think we need mistletoe. No, that's in the wrong place. Sorry about that. So again, we've got that same September one. So I've got more than one of those images. Oh, hang on a minute. These are all mixed up. Oh, goodness me. I think, why have I got November and December? There will be the autumn. Oh, December's gone. We've done that one. No idea why. But those will be the autumn with the lovely mushrooms. Okay, so, oh, sorry about that. I'm being absolute noodle head. Oh my goodness, I thought these were all in order for summer. So this will be summer one. Let's put those to one side. Those are July. It's got your lovely bees here. These images. That's a beautiful image. The butterfly. And these again are lovely. Those. So that's a good one. Then we've got this lovely one in June of the willow warbler feeding her young. So these are coming out of all various books. So this is how to make a butterfly garden, and I showed you this, and this is what I mean by some of the images from there. Now let's see. We don't need those. Again, this is out of the butterfly book, so these will be little images that I'll use for collaging on different pieces we make of ephemera. So we don't want that. That's autumn. That's lovely, July. I absolutely love that white water lily with the dragonfly. So we've got August again with the lovely writing. These are out of her book. So we've got the beginning of September. We may use this sort of image or this one here because we're crossing over. And again, we've got this image again, but this is the one actually out of her book. So this is probably going to go into the autumn, I'd say. So if I haven't got enough summer things out, then I will have another look through the book and see if there's anything else I need to use. But certainly we've got a few things to be going on with. So what we have to decide is what flips we're going to have on here, bearing in mind this is the middle section. So the envelopes I have, which are now under here. Right, okay, so I have all various different envelopes, so I thought that we would maybe use these. That's that one for flips. So I wanted to do a similar flip to Tania, what she did, which was a flip up and a flip down, like so. Okay, so that they would be glued onto there before we mat that side. So they would then shut down like that. They're the best sort of envelopes I've got. Then I thought to go over the top of those, we could then have this one going in here like so. Like that. And it might be a good idea to cover these envelopes with whatever we're going to cover them with at the same time before we mat the whole thing. It makes it a little bit easier to work on, actually. So then you'd have that, and then you'd have these. So that could act as a sort of a closure for that one. Just thinking those are the right width. That will shut, hopefully. Okay. And then maybe we could use this one and only vellum envelope that I seem to have found from my stash in here, possibly. So have a nice image there just to show through it. Not sure I want to the same kind of size really. So let me see, what else have we got? We've got this nice big one. I'll measure them in a minute. So that could go over the top of there. So we could have that over the top, and then we could have this one. Maybe we'll have this one coming from this direction here. The only thing is, once you start doing that, it makes them a little bit bulkier on the edge. And I'm worried then that it's going to start sticking out. So it will close like that. That one's just a bit too wide. So okay, right. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to do. So oh, hold on. Okay, so I think these are the two envelopes I've chosen for here. So we're going to concentrate on those for now, for this duration of this video, I think. So we want to mat the front and the backs, and these are just going to be flips. They're not actually going to be pockets of any description. So let's start with these then. Okay, so obviously we need to keep this down, so that's got to be like that, and that one's got to be like that. So we've got to make sure that when this flips down, it's upright, and the same with there, and the same with those two. Okay, and then now it's a question of choosing something to go on them. Okay, from Edith Holden's book. So let's have a look, see what we've got. All sorts of pages from not just the Country Diary, but other books, the other books as well that I've shown you. So the only thing is those are different colour, so they're kind of all right for fussy cuts, really. Put those to one side. That's a better colour there. So we want something. This is not going to be the most easy job, I don't think. Something very small. It's got to go on both sides. So I'm thinking that would go very nicely, that image. And maybe that one. So that's a possibility. And then perhaps we will have just plain writing. Okay, so obviously we don't want that one. All those. This one I don't think is even part of this. There's snow, so that's obviously got in there by mistake. Let's take that one out for starters. Don't want to use this one. Different colour. And that one. And these possibly I think will be for autumn. And I've got that one again, so it's possible we could maybe use that image because that would fit on there like so. So that's another possibility there. Let's see what else we've got. Don't want to ruin that side. And sadly, that would have been nice, but I don't want to ruin that one. Or that one. That's a... Oh, I thought that was a centerpiece on one of these. Looked like it was a centerpiece, but must be mistaken. Oh dear, that's a nice centerpiece, isn't it? Okay. I think that would go on one of them. Be a bit plain. What else is on here? Yeah, I don't want to use that side. Okay. Don't want to use that. That's just plain writing. That would be fine. Kind of wrong position. If we're going these, oh, they're both the same book. So I did have another Edith Holden Country Diary book, so I've still got a few leftovers really from that. That's a nice page. That's just writing, so we might use some of that. Back to the water lily one. That's a lovely, beautiful centre spread, isn't it? And there's this one again. So, okay, let's look at what we picked. Put those out of the way. So I'm going to have some writing on these sides. So I think we'll have the writing on this side and this side. Okay, so I'm just going to measure this. It is, I usually measure in inches, 4.5 by just under 6.5. So if we go 6 2/10, we write that on a bit of paper before I forget. 6 2/10 by 4 1/4. Let's see, that would be a little bit wide, so we'll go a bit more than that, I think. Don't want a huge border around it, so I'm going to go 4 2 4 6 tenths. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh, must have a little bit of hay fever, I think, type thing. Oh, I don't want to use the back of that, do I? So I'm going to choose that image there for one of the front pockets. Oh, we're back to choosing another one now for the other side. So those are the two. Right, let's put that to one side. So we want some writing. So let's have a look and see. So I haven't got templates. I know that Tania made some templates, I think out of acetate. Actually, it's a good idea if you're going to make more of these. So I'm just going to mark it there, and then we'll cut it down to size, kind of thing. So it's all very technical, you know. Okay, I think that's my mark there. Okay. Yes, I've got to take that edge off first. And I take the edge off that, like so. And then we need to I'm going to do mine this way. I'm going to go, so that's sort of where I want my border, I think. Actually, we better measure it back to 6 2/10, because I'm thinking the other one needs to be the same, doesn't it? So 6 2/10. So if we do it from that side, it's going to be there. Take that off. Okay, and then this side needs to be 4 6/10. So it needs to be there. Okay. Fingers crossed this is right. And this is going to go here. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Well, that's okay. That's fine. Just a nice little bit of border. Okay, so that is going to be flipping down like so. So that's one. And let's do the other one the same. So we'll choose something out of August, I think, about one of these poems. So let's do 6 2/10. So if we go from there to there, and then 4 6/10, which is there, which takes us to there. Okay, let's see what that looks like. We'll do this side first. Just a tiny bit more for there. And there's my other marks. Just couldn't see it from there. Right, hard to see where the blade is actually going to come down. So I'm figuring that one will be fine there. We can put something on here, you see, we can put pockets and things on. Okay, let's go with those. That's the back. So we want something now in the same size for the front of these. So I'm figuring that this here would be nice. So I'm just going to mark there and there. Quite like this. I love bees. Like that. I don't want to lose the bits I've done. Oh, get them all mixed up. Okay. Actually, I think I'll probably cut that number off. So let's see. This is 6 2/10, so I want it more over there. So if we do it kind of to there, that should be, that's the other side of that number. That should be okay. Let's just check, because we don't want to cut too much off. Oh, that's perfect. I just have to cut that tiny slither off there. Slightest where it's come out of the book. Like so. Let's see now. What size is that? Okay, so yeah, so now it has to be there. That's going to go on the front of one of them there. Would have been lovely if I could have put this one on the bottom. I don't think it's big enough though. Let's just measure it. I don't think it is. It has to be 4 6/10. No, nowhere near. So that can't go on the other side. So we need another image to go down there. Right. Have a quick look again. See, I've got the same image here, and I could take that, but I'd be cutting part of the bee off. No, it's not going to work. Okay. Have we got anything else? Not keen on the water lily. For some reason I don't like the look of it. I said no to that. That's not very interesting. We said possibly that one, but I don't know that it would go with the one above it now. Ooh, big decisions. This is where it's easier with digital paper kits really than this. Oh, this is quite nice. No, I don't want to take that one. No, no. You're a no. You're just writing. You're not going to be the right theme. Neither are you, because you're on different paper. You're not out at Edith Holden, or neither are you, or you, you or you. These two I don't think I'm going to put in this one. get rid of those. I'm not cutting that one up. Right, now, see that size is going to be very difficult because then you've got that July, so you'd have to use the whole of that July. Wouldn't make any sense. And again, you'd have half the dragonfly on there, so that wouldn't be any good. The only one, and this is May, but it's this side that I picked really. But again, there's not going to be a particular image because underneath that, so that's going to look like that really, which could be a possibility. I'm just going to get the Nature Notes book back. But the only thing is this paper is different, isn't it? Yeah, that isn't going to work either. So we're going to have to, I think, go with an image out of, so I could use the hawthorn. But really that's a spring. No, that's spring. So I think it's going to have to be one of these images. So I've got to see which one is going to look best. So say I had that there and that kind of there. We'd have an image like that. Or we'd have the bottom half, which would be an image like that. Which is it to be, top half or bottom? I think my gut's telling me to go with the bottom. So let's do that one and see how it looks. Okay, so we want to remeasure. So this is what takes time, all this measuring. So 6 2/10. So I want to make sure that I kind of got in as much as I could. So I think go there and there, that's the width at the side, and then 4 6/10. I definitely want the top of that purple flower in, which is a bugle, I think, common bugle it's called. These are wildflowers, but they are beautiful. So 2 4 6/10 is going to be down to there. So literally just going to get the top of those in like that. Right, let's see what that looks like. Well, it's hard to determine where the blade is sometimes. Did I just say that earlier? It's supposed to be where this guard is, but the guard comes in slightly. Okay, right, not too bad. This is the most difficult thing I found about doing these envelope folios, is having to cut images out of the book paper. So we could have, so this one's going to be up like this. So we want, say for instance, we'd have the bee at the top, maybe there, and then we're going to have this one this way. So no, this one this way. So it's going to have that and that. I turn it over and it will be like that and that. Okay, I think that's going to be the best I can do, and then obviously we'll have to put something on these, you know, to decorate with. Right, okay, so I'm just checking that these look good on the envelope. In theory, all four pieces should be the same. That's the one I wanted there. Yeah, they are all the same. Okay, let's get those done, stuck down, otherwise I'll be here all day. So I'm just going to use vintage photo, and obviously I'm going to go around the envelopes. So I'm just going to do these 2 flips, and then I'm going to have to call it a video, and I will do a little bit off camera, otherwise it's going to take a long time. So I'll just do, this is going to be matted down anyway, but just wanted to do in there. Okay, that's one. So this video has been a little bit ad hoc. I can't, well, I don't really want to stop and try and make one off camera. I wanted to just kind of show you the process, the kind of how I'm trying to put it together, really, to give you an idea in case you want to make one yourselves in whatever style you choose. So I thought, you know, I was just thinking, do I want to round the corners? But I actually don't think I will, because then it shows too much envelope underneath, and then you have to start, you know, making sure that's matching in and all of that. So I'm going to not do that for this one. Some of the pieces I might round the corners, some I might not. You know, as I say, each envelope folio is, I'm hoping, so far this is the 3rd style that I've chosen. So I've got a winter folio to find another style. So if anyone's got any good videos of envelope folios that are slightly different to the ones I've already done, please let me know. Send me the link. So I'd be grateful to see them. So let's right, so we want, say for instance, that one on there. So let's get that down. Yeah, we're sticking it right down. So I'm going to use this tacky collal. Hopefully it's not all gunked up. I've only used it for the first time yesterday. Oh, I should maybe put a pin in it, do you think? Let's find a pin. The only thing with these pins I found, if you pin them into glue, actually that's not a good idea. That's exactly the same colour as that lid. I won't see that pin, will I? So that's a good one. The only thing with these pins is they go rusty, which is why I don't use them anymore, really. That hasn't gone rusty in the Beacon 3-in-1 because I've had to put a pin in that because I've lost the lid. It's disappeared into a black hole somewhere. On this one, I used it yesterday for the first time. Completely and utterly closed over. Can't even put the pin in it. How peculiar. I think I'm being stupid here. I think that was closed. Hold on a second. I've now got myself into a bit of a pickle with it. Well, I've pulled it up. All right, that's better. It clicked. Okay. Oh my goodness me. I just don't know. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why I couldn't get the pin in it. Anyway, that's... I didn't think it needed anything in it, so I have to put it... Yeah, I'm going the wrong way, I think. Twisting it. Nope. It has to be up. Okay. Right, I can see it coming out now. Okay, well, it's just a matter of me getting used to that, I think. Unless I swap it for a different cap. That's a possibility. I'll have a look at that. The more I use it, the more I'll get used to that lid, I think. Because I just want it really for the wide areas of gluing like this. Okay, so I have to make sure that that's there. That's got to be up that way. And I like this tackier collal. It's not as wet as the other collal I had. So this could be the glue that everyone's using and I just bought the wrong one before. I don't know. It's possible. Anything's possible with me, to be honest. Okay, that's good. So that's going to be there. And then we want the bees on the top, that way up. Okay, come on, let's get going. I've been out with Paddy Dog this morning. Let's just start pacing at a certain time when he thinks it's time for him to go. And I don't get any peace unless I give in, really. I've gradually weaned him off the 10:30 mark, and we've gone up to kind of 11:30 now, which makes it a bit easier. So if I go to work, you know, I do try to get home and work in the afternoons then. So he's only on his own in the morning for a little while. He tends to go to sleep when he's not barking at couriers. But as I say, we've got that anti-barking collar, which just gives him a little buzz. It's not electric shock, but it's a buzzy sound. It's not a buzz as in electric shock. So we wouldn't do that to him. And it's really helped, you know. It's stopped him quite a lot. So that's going to be like that. And then this one needs this one up this way. Yeah, so I went round there in the usual place, because when it's just a quick walk during the day, you know, especially if I'm working from home, I don't have time to spend outdoors with him, so we don't go for our long walks. If we go for a long walk, then I choose somewhere locally. There's quite a few nice beauty spot areas around here. We're quite lucky. So because I live in a very rural area, so I'm lucky. So I just go round the back of the estate, you know, to that little place, which is absolutely lovely. I really love it round there. Today I had a robin following me round and was singing the sweetest song, you know. I just find it so uplifting. I really do. It does you good to get out and have, even if it's only like half an hour. So I only get half an hour lunch when I'm at work. It's not enough to do much with, really. And to be honest, I don't normally, if I'm in the office, I don't very often actually stop for lunch. It's not worth it. There's nowhere really inviting to go. When the weather's better, I might go and have a walk around the hospital grounds and get some exercise in if I have to stay during the day for any length of time. But generally I'm always thinking, well, if I work through my lunch I can leave a bit earlier. It's a good like that. Nobody ever breathes down my neck. I don't see my managers, they're over in a different building, they never hardly ever come over. Consultants be the first one to say to me, go home. If you've done everything you need to do in the office, go home. And that's the way it is now since COVID. I must say it's totally different way of working, really. Okay, so that's those done. Finally, at last, they say, something's been done. Right, I'm going to stop it there. Going to put a little button enclosure, I think, on it. I think. Yeah, one of those. I'll make 2 sets of buttons and we'll do some twirling round. So I think that's what we'll do, because they're gonna be flappy otherwise. And then I was thinking of then what else we're going to put. So we want some more flaps kind of over these. So I was thinking either before these go down, maybe, you know, something like this over the top, or even I'd quite fancy putting one of these bigger ones. That's got a bit crumpled in my box, but one of these maybe, perhaps to go under there before we mat that final piece. So they'll have your flaps there, that will go there, and that doesn't impede then into here. That's still fine. And maybe got all confuffled then. Maybe we'll then perhaps put, I don't know, maybe another, that same size it is. So the next size I've got really is that size there. So we could perhaps put that one there. So we've got a series of flaps, that one, and those 2 like that. Okay, so then that, once it's all glued down, will be glued to, let me get that one back out, will be glued down to this side. Is that right? Is that going to be glued down? So is that the right way? Have I done it all right? Or do I want these flaps this way? Just look at my notes. So I said the right back of the first one is glued to the first flap of the second one. So this is this one. So this one is glued to this one. Okay, and they're just going to be flipping out from under there. Right. Okay, yes, so these are all glued kind of like onto this one, then and then this one goes on to that somehow. Oh my god, it's really, I'm finding it really complicated. The right back of the first one, so that's the right back of the first one, goes onto the first flap of the second one, so it goes onto there. So it's going on there like that. Right, okay. Okay, I'm leaving it there because I'm very confused. It doesn't take much. Right, so I will go and look at the video again. Tanya, this one, I've looked at your video, I don't know how many times. I was watching it, and Tanya mentioned on hers that somebody keeps on putting a thumbs down on her videos, and I find that really rude and horrible, you know? If you don't like what someone's doing, Why don't you just say so in your comments? Don't be a coward and put a thumbs down. Just say, oh, I wasn't too keen on that one, but, you know, thanks for showing it to me. And then don't subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe to somebody, nobody making anyone subscribe to anyone. And I cannot imagine what people would not like about Tania at Tatty Treasures videos. They're absolutely ace. And she's come on in leaps and bounds since I first watched her, and she's done amazing things. And then I just don't know who, unless somebody's doing it as somebody who knows her maybe is doing it as a trick or to be a jokey, I don't know. But yeah, Tania, sorry to hear about that. That's not very nice really, but you've got a very good attitude about it, I must say. Not like me getting your knickers in a twist over it. I'd be wondering who it was, and it's not nice to think somebody doesn't like you. So I'm just drinking my semi-warm black coffee in this lovely mug. I've had it a few years now, but my daughter bought it. But isn't it lovely? And it's funny because she bought it long before I did any crafting on camera. But this is all like a collaged mug, so it's got script in the background and tickets and labels and flowers and butterflies, and yeah, it's really lovely. And it hasn't managed to get chipped or anything so far. Right, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to watch the video again, or the next part of it, to see what I have to do next, because my biggest fear of this is that I'm going to end up messing it up and run out of envelopes again. So I'll say goodbye and I'll go and watch the next installment, and then I'll do another video. So this kind of video process of putting this together is going to have to be split into several small videos. Okay, hope that's okay. Take care. Bye bye.